Okay, so we are starting. Yeah, we are gonna finish Turkish. So today we will talk about bilmem and bilmiyorum. I mean the difference between them. It's actually very simple. There's not much to talk about it, but I wanted to include it because you will probably see it as you talk to Turkish people in real life and on the social media. So you should still know the difference. And then we will talk about the key. There are two different keys. I will talk about the difference. I will teach you how to use them. And then we will talk about ya, be, and that's it. Today will be a bit smaller, like shorter, I mean, like an hour at most. I don't want to extend the lesson more than enough, more than usual. So let's start with this reminder. Um, The Friday lessons I explain grammar, and we haven't done that for 2 weeks, and there was no homework because of that, because every time it had to be cancelled. But finally, we are doing the second part. 2 weeks ago, we did the first part. We talked about the differences between all of this. If you didn't join that lesson, you can always go to the Google Drive link and read the notes and learn how to use them. In this lesson, we will talk about part 2, and then we will finish the colloquial phrases. And now, the difference between bilmem and bilmiyorum. So, they are pretty much the same, but in usage, in daily life, we use them differently. If you ask someone, they will probably, like, without thinking, like immediately they will say they are the same, but they're not. They are used differently, and it all depends on the context. And since this is not much a general rule, I will just make a general opinion. It's my own personal general opinion, and most of the times bilmem and bilmiyorum are basically less certain and more certain. If you simply don't know something, just like saying I don't know in English, you can say bilmem. Like annem nerede? Bilmem. I don't know. And I don't care, probably. Or I don't think I should know. I'm not supposed to know. Don't ask me. So bilmem. And bilmiyorum, I don't have that information. Like I certainly do not know. Bilmiyorum. Okay? That's the main difference. If you want to say I don't know, if you want to emphasize that you do not know, you can say bilmiyorum. But in a daily life, if you simply want to say I don't know, then you can say bilmem. And let's have more examples. So, if you don't know something, such as çocuklar nerede? If you don't know the difference, if you don't know where they are, and if you want to emphasize it, you can say bilmiyorum. But if you want to give a quick answer, you can simply say bilmem. That's the main difference. And when you are uninterested in someone's problems, like they are struggling with something, they are asking you and you don't know, so you can still say bilmem. For example, bu sınavdan kalırsam ne yapacağım? What will I do if I fail this exam? Bilmem. I don't know. I don't care. So that sounds a bit rude. If someone is asking a serious question, you probably shouldn't say bilmem. Bilmiyorum sounds safer. And that's a good point, Bio. Ne bileyim. Ne bileyim is more, depending on the tone, depending on the intonation, is more passive aggressive. Like, ne bileyim ben. Like, why are you asking me? Don't know. I don't care. I'm not supposed to know. How the hell should I know? Okay, it's more like, how the hell should I know? And as you can see, it's built on bileyim, the normal uninterested bilmek. So when you say it, it means you don't care and you're a bit angry that the person expects you to know it. So it's used when you want to imply that you are not supposed to know. And most of the time it sounds rude and passive aggressive. So use it with care. Be careful with it. Yeah, if you want to brush off someone like saying, I don't know, go away, don't ask me, you can say, ne bileyim ben. Okay? And if that's clear, I will move to the differences between ki. Okay, nice. So, now, let's talk about ki. So, the usage of ki divides into two main but important categories. Two main categories. You should know the technical difference because it changes the whole meaning, it changes everything. Wait, I'm checking something. Alright. So, the first one is as a separate word that connects clauses. And by clause in simple words, they are small sentences or mini sentences, like sentences within a main sentence. They are called clauses. Okay? And they ki, when used as a separate word, it connects them. I will show you an example and it will sound clear. And when you also attach the ki as a suffix to nouns or pronouns, that also means something else. And by the way, this character, whatever it's called, indicates that it's a suffix. We always use it. If you see this, it's a suffix. So, ki as a separate word. It's a dash, thank you. So if you see a dash between a word, it means it's a suffix. Okay? It's attached to something else, another word. And ki is originally Persian, but we adopted the ki, the Persian, whatever it's called. We adopted the Persian thing and we use it in Turkish. I think the reason we adopted that usage, that ki, is because we wanted to make the sentence patterns match or line up with each other. So it will be easier to translate between the languages. If you take a look at the examples, the first one, bunu yapacağına eminim, is the original Turkish sentence. But when you use ki, it becomes eminim ki bunu yapacaksın. And if you translate this, I am sure, that part comes first. I am sure that you will do it. In the first sentence, in the original Turkish sentence, we use a suffix acak. You probably have seen it as the future tense, but it's not always the future tense. It's also called sıfat fiil in Turkish and relative clauses in English. We use it that way. Bunu yapacağına eminim. And if you change it, the pattern, eminim ki bunu yapacaksın. And the other example. Her şeyin düzeleceğine inanıyorum. I believe that everything will get better, will be okay. But when you say this in the English pattern, for example, I believe that everything will fix. So maybe it could be safe to call it that it's that, like a connector between two clauses. Okay? It connects two sentences, it connects two things. And let's see more examples with this key. So, more examples on the usage of key. First, it's also used as so that. Like when you talk about something, you state your reason. I am doing this so that I can do this. You indicate the reason. So sabah için alarm kur ki işe geç kalma. So that in English that would be like set an alarm. Alarm. We call it in the same word, alarm. Alarm kur ki set an alarm so that don't be late for work. First, the action. Second, the reason. Or one more example to this. Spor yapıyorum ki, now the action, and now the reason. Spor yapıyorum ki sağlıklı olabilirim. Yes, Megan. Before and after ki, they are actually separate sentences. They are clauses. That's why it allows two verbs in a sentence. Before and after two clauses. And spor yapıyorum ki sağlıklı olabilirim. So I do sports so that I can be healthy. And most of the time, we actually use the optative mood, sağlıklı olabileyim. That sounds better. Okay, I want to give one more example to this. So, ders yapıyorum ki siz Türkçe öğrenin. I am doing lessons so that you can learn Turkish. It connects two sentences, and when you use it like this, it indicates the reason of the first clause. Like, I'm doing lessons. Why? So that you can learn Turkish. The reason comes after. Yes, first action, then reason. And the other meaning. I call it, like, technically, if you want to look it up, it's called repudiative discourse connection or something. I'm not even sure. Let me check. Where are you? Okay, found it. If you want to check, you can go to Google and look that up. Repudiative discourse connective. So it connects again sentences, but this time it's rejects the previous sentence. Okay, someone says something, but you want to reject that sentence. You want to reject the other people's points, and then you go like, but I just did. Yaptım ki. Anlamıyorum ki, but I don't understand. There's always a hidden but in the meaning. Okay, I want to make a separate slide to expand these examples. Like, ödevlerini yap. Your father says this. Vio, this could be repetitive discourse or just an exclamation. We will also talk about exclamations. So, um, says your father. Your father says like, do your homework. Ödevlerini yap. But you already did it. So you want to reject what he said. You want to reject his order. And you say, yaptım ki. Like, but I just did. Or someone says, bana cevap ver. Like, answer me. But you don't understand, so you can't answer them. So you want to reject their request. And then you can go like, anlamadım ki. I didn't understand what you said. How can I answer to you? So you are rejecting their points. But I didn't understand. There's always a but meaning. Even though it's not used, like ama anlamadım ki. Maybe you can say ama, like, but it's not always needed. You can technically say anlamadım ki. Okay, and you can also say it for a simple daily life, like annen nerede? Where is your mom? Annen nerede? Then you can again say bilmiyorum ki. Or if you want to make this a bit better, bilmem ki. I don't know. I'm rejecting your question because I don't know the answer. It's like trailing so. I'm not sure what that means. It's like saying but more likely. Okay, let's have more examples while Megan types the explanation. Okay, so someone says, by the way, that doesn't mean always negative. Like, that doesn't always have to be negative conjugation. You can say, someone says, sana bunu gösteremem. I can't show this to you. Like, there's a, I don't know, private picture, and they can't show it to you, but you already saw it. And you can say, zaten gördüm ki. Like, don't worry, I mean, I already saw it. And again, you are rejecting the person's point. Like, they have no point. They don't make sense because you already saw it. So they shouldn't worry about it. Okay? Tamam, Megan. Maybe we can talk about this on Monday's lesson with more examples. And I want to go back to this. So even though I'm talking about all these implied meanings, it could also simply be an exclamation. Like, burası o kadar güzel ki. You can also say it güzel. Like, this place is so nice. But when you include the ki, it makes like This place is so nice, so beautiful. So you are putting an emphasis on that. This place is great. So all of this can also be an exclamation, like geldim ki, I'm here. And if you want to tell the difference between exclamations or this repudiative discourse connective thing, most of the time this one is a response to someone. Like they say something and you respond with this. But this one is like a sentence statement on its own without a previous sentence. Like no one says something and you want to express your feelings and you use this exclamation. And that's all. Herkese teşekkürler. Thank you everyone. Don't forget to do the homework tomorrow. Don't forget to come to the lesson on Monday. And see you next time. İyi geceler.